I get out.
Hi everybody,
Hello.
thank you for coming to my IEP meeting. My name is Brianne Smith. This is my mom Naja. This is my teacher, Mr. D. This is my special education teacher, Mr. D. This is my shop teacher, Mr. O. And this is the LEA, Mr. Frank. Thank you guys for coming today. I know it was kind of hard to get schedules, okay, but I'm glad we figured it out. We're here today to talk about my IEP goals for the rest of the year.
And just in case everyone isn't on board with this, she's going to be leading this IEP meeting, and we've gone through this whole thing together beforehand. All these things are all flexible. There's nothing that's set in stone yet. So I just want everyone to make sure that we all know that everything can be changed. But as it is right now, we've gotten information from you, from your mom, from us, and we're going to work it out as a group here and now. Okay? All right.
Looking forward to it.
Go ahead. Sorry about that, Brian.
The purpose of this meeting is to develop some initial goals for my IEP and some transition goals for the rest of the year.
Okay, so first thing, what we'd like to do is just make sure we got the personal information down right. So, ma'am, I'd just like you to take a look at what we have down for your address and your phone number, just to make sure we got everything in the books right, in case we need to contact you further on this.
Okay, yeah, this is correct information.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
good.
thank you.
All right, so then this next part here is just everyone that's at the meeting, and I'm glad you all came, so we'll just go ahead and skip over that. Okay?
So first we'll just kind of go over my strengths and weaknesses that I came up with. I know that I don't care about school. I don't see why I need it. I think that I can get a job as a mechanic later in life without a high school degree. Also, I know I'm not exactly a model student. I'm not, an A+ nerd, so I guess that would consider it a weakness. My strengths, I really like machine shop. I really think that the welding program that the school offers through the Skill Center really interested me, and I think that that's something that I would want to maybe try and incorporate into my schedule next year. And then my future goals, I want to be a mechanic for NASCAR.
As your father.
Mm-hmm. So, Mr. Dubik, would you like to comment on how my school program has been going so far?
Well, let's look at, where you're at right now. So, the way, and this is all data that we worked out together, and we've gotten it from different teachers that Brian has.
Okay.
And what we've determined mostly is this is kind of a condensed way of showing it. In writing, we have a certain kind of test that we take. It's known as the STAR test, and we assess that based upon how she compares to other students at her age level. So we do that for math as well. And in both writing and math and reading, Brian is below grade level right now.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not something that we're exactly too afraid of, because we think that she can do a lot better. We think that it's mostly based upon the homework not being completed in class, maybe not paying attention as much. Is there something you wanted to add to that, Brian, as to what's going on in classes?
I don't know. I don't think that it's use of my time. Like, I'm not going to come to school to learn about things that I don't care about. I don't understand why I need to know all this information. I don't see why I need to know people who have been dead for thousands of years, what they did. Like, I just want to learn things that I can use later in life that are actually going to earn me money and give me a job and put food on the table when I'm older. I don't see the point in learning all that extra stuff.
Okay. Mom, did you have anything that you wanted to add to that?
Yeah, actually, I think she's really good in doing the stuff, and you can do it. I believe in you, that you are really smart But the problem is, as I face with her, it's easily to be attracted,
Distracting?
distracted.
Okay.
Yeah, distracted. But as soon as you give her time, she's be able to have her work done perfectly. So, what do you think?
If I
Do you
had
agree with
more
me?
time to do assignments, I would do them.
Yeah.
I mean, probably. I just feel like you get an assignment and it's due the next day, and who has time for that? So I guess that would be, I mean, a little bit easier if I had more time to do assignments, maybe. I don't know.
Well-
Mr. Dufek, you mentioned um, with the different skills. Did you mention attendance or not? I noticed with Brianne saying that her dad was a NASCAR mechanic. Has she gotten a chance to go on the road and possibly see some of where the skills that we're teaching here would lead into a career like that?
Yeah, see now, about
And
attendance.
Actually, instead, why don't I, Brian, do you get to go and go see any of the races?
I went to them when I was little, but I haven't been to one in a long time. That's kind of what inspired me to want to get on the track and get my hands dirty, kind of like that.
Who's your favorite driver?
Dale Earnhardt Jr.
He's pretty good. He's not my favorite, but I've seen him race a little bit.
So yeah, we're looking at the present level of attendance at 46% mom. So
Actually, the problem is that I leave the home before her just to go to work earlier. And sometimes I miss to know that she made it to school or not. I usually I wake her up, don't I?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
But you're gone before.
but I have to leave before. So we're gonna try to work on this. I'm gonna make
what time do you leave for work?
like 5:30.
5:30.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, there might be. How early does the before school program?
What?
The before school program starts at 6:30. But one thing we may be able to do is talk to the school social worker and get an alarm clock,
Ah, okay.
and we can actually do that after the meeting.
I like that idea, Mr. Frank. I don't want to come to school at
Earlier?
5:30 in the 5:30 in
It'd
the
give you a
morning.
chance to do all that homework.
Mr. Terry is here with the engineering staff.
Yeah, you're gonna have a rough job.
I guess.
Well, yeah, we'll talk to her and see if we can arrange something like that. That sounds like a pretty.
The
good
alarm clock or
idea.
the job?
The alarm clock.
Okay. Just checking. I can always fix staffing issues.
So yeah, it looks like the one class that you do seem to be doing really well in is shop, and that's why we have Mr. O here.
Oh, yes.
Mr. O, do you want to talk about my performance in shop?
Sure. Well, I can say that she comes to my class almost every day. That's a plus. I look forward to seeing her. She's always positive in my class. She has great potential if you're going to be a NASCAR mechanic. I think that's very plausible. Your ideas are very creative. You do a good job executing them. The only slight issue that I see in your work sometimes is that you're measuring somewhat off, which, you can easily fix that. Do some math, catch up a bit, and you'll be good to go. You need to know your angles, some geometry, fractions, measuring, all that good stuff. But like I said, I look forward to seeing her. She's one of the best students in my class. She can outperform any of the guys, so it's always good to see. So, yeah.
I definitely do like shop. I mean, I understand that you need math to do shop, so I guess that does make sense. And I don't exactly try or even attend math as frequently as I'm supposed to. So
I know you don't like school, but we do have CLC, and they have tutoring.
Mhm.
So if you did want to pursue, this career and get your math up, you can always come to CLC after school, get some tutoring. You got options.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess it's time to go over the goals. And these are goals that we have worked out together, me, Brian, and Mrs. Me. And so what we really wanted to do was increase the attendance first and foremost. And I think maybe that alarm system might be a good idea with the social worker. But from what we're looking at right now, we want to get your attendance up to at least 3/4, so 75%. All right, so yeah, if we can get that attendance up to 3/4, I think that would be where we need to be at least 3/4. Okay, because we want you to graduate high school.
How often do I have to come to school for it to be?
Okay, yeah. So that would be if you have 4
Every day.
You can't go wrong with
Every
every day.
Three-quarters is Mr. Dufek's goal. That doesn't align with what I want, but Mr. Dufek spoke to me about that goal ahead of time, and I'm okay with it as long as we're building from 75%,
Yeah.
and not that 75% is the end goal.
Yes, that's very
We want
true.
to see you
I think you can do
95% of the time.
95%. As long as you're healthy. And let's hope that you are. So yeah, we're hoping to see more than 75%. The only reason we have it there right now is because we want this to be obtainable at the moment. So we want you to be able to start that off. Another thing that we're going to look at, and this is more of a English class goal, is that you're going to be able to annotate passages using important points with asterisks, developing questions, marking them with question marks, circling words that you don't know, providing a brief main idea about about what the subject matter in English. So in other words, if you're reading a story, that you would be able to identify the main storyline. So just like the key aspects of the story. And then you should be able to do that 3 out of 5 times is what we were.
Yeah, but that stuff's so boring. Like I don't want to read about this. It's just so dry, and there's no point to it. Why should I care that it happened that long ago? I don't see any reason I need to read that.
Well, maybe that's something else that we can work on.
Mr. O, what do you have for in the shop program as far as technical reading? I know there was some talk of combining the program with the English class and the shop classes as a technical writing course. Can you let us know as a team and refresh me again as the administrator as to how that program is coming along?
Well, I've been speaking with some of the English teachers, and we're trying to get everything set up so that next semester we can offer it as a course. We still have some kinks to get out, but it should be.
What's technical writing?
Basically, it's the writing you would need to basically read blueprints, how to read manuals for welding, maybe like how parts of the car, how to fix the cars. So it would be up your alley, it'll help you out if you were to take the class.
That sounds much more appealing than Shakespeare. So
I like
think
Shakespeare, but you want to learn how to do something that's going to benefit you. I don't see the problem with
that I really like that idea. Is there any way that can be?
Yeah.
Not. I mean, I know it's not maybe possible, but looked into maybe.
Mom, are you okay with that for a course choice instead of the regular English classes?
Yeah, as soon as she's gonna enjoy it and she's gonna engage with the materials, yeah.
She
I'm with that.
should still get her credits for English. It should be like an elective class, so it'll count towards your English grade, and you still get a grade from it. So it's not boring as Shakespeare as you put it, but you still get your credits for it.
Okay. Well, that sounds like a really good way to get the English requirement out of the way and get you some credits as well. Because again, we want to see you graduate. So.
And then that still uses the technical writing and the annotation and everything
Yes.
that we mentioned in
Yep.
the.
So you want to sit there
Well,
read
then
manual.
then that goal will work out really well if we get you transfer it over to that.
Excellent.
So if everyone's in agreement with that goal, we're all on board?
Yeah.
Okay, all right, sounds good. So here's a math goal. Brienne will be able to solve linear and nonlinear algebraic equations 3 out of 5 opportunities from the current level of 3 out of 10. So basically, what we're really looking for here is turning in your work for math. Because right now, we're not seeing much homework being turned in, and that's what's really hurting your grade. So if we can just get more homework from you, maybe twice as much, then maybe your grade.
Twice as much?
Yeah, because 3 out of 5 to 3 out of 10. So yeah, from 3 out of 10, yeah, that would be about twice as much. So, and that's not even all of it. That's just most of it. So if we can get you up to that, that'd be great because I think that's all you're going to need to pass.
I mean, I'll try, but I'll try.
As long as you try.
Well, we'll see if we can work on some of the relating more of the math equations.
Could I have like a study hour?
Study hall?
A study hall? Yeah, that.
Well, that would be a possibility. What we're looking at right now is you have 3 credits right now, and this is your second year of high school. So I am a little bit
I
worried.
should be at like how many to be a second year in high school?
Second year would be 14.
Okay.
So we're just a little bit worried about you graduating on time with the rest of the students in your grade.
But I want to graduate with my friends. You're
And
saying I'm not
that's-
going to?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Maybe we shouldn't do a study hall,
Oh.
so that way we can get your credits up.
I,
Now, again, that's something you can work out because you could not graduate with them, and then have the study hall, and then maybe that's better for you.
Mr. O, you did mention something about the CLC for tutoring. What do you have a little bit more information on that for both Brienne and her mom?
Well, the little I do know, I know it's right after school. So I believe around 4 to maybe 5 or 6. We do have City Year. I know City Year also does like after school tutoring. So you have plenty of options. City Year is great. So if you need extra help, you can do them or CLC. I don't know if it's
Accredited.
well. Do we do credit recovery?
No, that program's
No.
not currently up and running.
Okay.
It is downtown and at a couple of the other schools, but they haven't piloted it here yet.
I thought that would have been kind of helpful for you to catch up, but sorry.
Well, yeah, let's just try to keep it as our main goal with you graduating. We could try it without a study hall. If you feel like you're getting overloaded, we can always change that.
I mean, I don't really care if I graduate that much. I just want to I don't want to be in freshie classes when my friends are seniors.
Well,
If I'm going to be here, I want to at least
that's
be with them. I don't need to graduate high school to be a mechanic.
Well, I would say that usually to become a mechanic, you have to go through some kind of technical school in order to be trained for it and certified in it with the certification program. And most of these programs are going to require a GED or a high school diploma, one of the two. So, I mean, you could try for the GED, but honestly, I think the GED is a harder way of going.
It is?
It is.
Yeah.
You're better off staying in high school and getting it done now.
I've known a lot of people, a lot of friends that have tried the GED and they continue to fail it. So it's a difficult test. So I would recommend just going through the regular, get the diploma. Okay, so is everyone in agreement with the math goal?
Yes.
Yep. Yeah.
Okay. All right, sounds good. Brienne?
Yeah. I mean, I guess I need math to be a mechanic. Makes sense. Like you said, I'm messing up in shop because I can't. I
Just a
don't know how to
little
measure things.
bit.
I don't know how to measure things. So I mean, if it's going to make me a better mechanic by learning math, then I'll learn math.
That's very mature attitude. So our final goal, actually, and this kind of goes along with that mature attitude, Brianne will reduce her disruptive behavior in the classroom, such as cursing at classmates, getting out of the seat, yelling, from 4 times per class period to once per class period. I know that you don't usually act out in shop, so Mr. Owen might not see this quite as much, but Mr. Frank has been seeing in the office
I've
quite often.
noticed there's a problem every once in a while.
Well, if I'm disruptive, then I get to leave class, and then I have to sit there the whole time. So it's just boring, and then that way I get to leave, and I don't have to be in English anymore.
Well, we can, that 5:30 time that Mr. Terry is here, we can make that time available to make up some of your class time. I know your English teacher does tend to get here a little bit early in the morning.
I mean, it's the classes are so long, and I sit there for so long, and it's just, I don't know, I'm just bored. I just don't care. It's not interesting.
Now, is there certain people that
Everybody.
causes, or it's everybody? Okay.
I'm just surprised. She doesn't act like this at home. She's really quiet and nice, and she's really good at home. I can't hear her voice being raised.
She uses it all at school.
Oh. So,
It's just like, I don't want to sit there the whole class. It's hard for me to sit down and stare at the board for so long, and then just sit and sit and sit, and then I get up and I get yelled at and make me sit back down.
Well, is there anything that would help with that? Any suggestions?
I don't know, can I maybe just have, permission to get up out of my desk, or something, like...
Depends. In some classes, that's more doable than others. I mean, certainly, if the teacher's giving a lecture or something like that, they might have a problem with you walking around the classroom if you're distracting other people. So if we can work out something where maybe you're not talking to other people when you do this, or maybe you just need to take a 5-minute break out in the hall and you're not causing trouble in the hall, that could be an option for sure. And I can talk to your teachers about that, see what we can put in.
And can I, maybe sit in the front, because then I don't have to, look at everybody else and all their, you know what I mean?
That's a great idea.
I'm not as distracted by what everybody else is doing.
Okay, yeah, that's definitely something we can do. Okay, well, I'll go ahead and talk to you both your English and your math teachers on that one, and history as well. So is everyone in agreement with that goal then?
I'd like to see it at 0, but I think as a stepping stone, we can start there.
Yeah, I think that'll work out. Okay, so we're going to be recording this via behavior monitoring sheets. So those sheets that I gave you in the morning, when your teachers write down how well we did in the class and stuff like that, they're going to be letting us know. So that's how we're going to figure that out. And otherwise, passing the classes is going to be based on district testing, that STARS test that we were talking about, and report cards. Oh, so let's see here. You don't need to have alternate assessments. That's basically saying you don't need to take a different test than everybody else. You can handle it, I think. Okay. Okay, so this is your transition. So you want to enlighten us on what you planned on doing after high school? I mean, I know you didn't want to graduate, but if you were going to, what would be your plan?
If I was going to graduate?
Yeah. I mean, say if someone gave you a diploma right now.
I don't know, get a mechanics job somewhere and see if I can, maybe I'll move down south where NASCAR is bigger and there's more job opportunity there.
Okay, what if they say that you need a technical degree?
And then I gotta go to technical school.
All right, well, if you had a choice in technical school, where would you go?
I don't know any high school. I don't know anything after high school. I don't know what any colleges or anything else out there because I never really saw myself going, so I haven't really looked into that.
Well, we've been talking amongst ourselves and mom as well, and we came up with a couple options, if you wouldn't mind hearing them. So we were thinking there's a after-school program that we have going on right now, and it's at the Skill Center, and you can get a certification as a welder.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and Mr. O was telling you probably know a lot more about that than
Do you teach the
than I do.
class?
I do not, but I know the guy who does teach it, and I know even some of the students he does have, if they're really good, sometimes he can give them opportunities to be like an intern or an apprentice at someone else's shop that's local. So if you go and you prove that you're pretty good, you can probably find something to do locally for a job, which is not bad. At 17, the money you make is pretty good.
And as I understand it, Mr. O, this program requires you to be a student in good standing.
Yeah. So
In good standing?
yeah, so like the whole attendance and behavior grades, you have to raise those up first. But
Or I can't do this. I have to have good behavior and attendance to do this. Is
you
what
have to
you're
show
saying.
improvement,
Okay.
definitely. If I talk to the guy, I'm pretty sure if that's where you want to go, we can make things work. But you have to show that you're improving or taking the initiative.
So kind of like all the people that are playing basketball and stuff like that, they have to get their grades up. This would be something kind of similar to that.
Okay.
Mr. Owen, that's a pretty competitive program, isn't it?
It is, because a lot of people they like doing things with their hands. So you have a lot of people that just want to do mechanics. They want to weld because it's a trade. They get paid pretty well, so it is pretty competitive. So you just can't cruise through it, which means you got to put effort into it. So if you're really down to do it, you got to make sure that you give it your all.
What does that provide as far as credits, if any, for Brian to try and get her more on track with graduating with her class?
As far as credits, I don't believe it offers credits, but the knowledge you do learn, you can apply it to your other classes, which will help. But yeah, I don't believe you gain credits besides the certification as well.
I think I have a breakdown of what it involves right here.
Yeah, that looks good. I think we can possibly work something out with credit recovery for that program. See me after the meeting, and we'll figure something out for that.
Okay.
If that works for Mom and Brian.
Yeah. Definitely.
Okay, so basically we're just going to go over some other credits that she's going to be taking. So right now you're in Citizenship, English 9, Algebra 1, Comprehensive Physical Education, Art Foundations, Physical Science, and Welding 3. So I think that with the Welding 3 you should be able to handle this after-school program. Next year we're looking at World History, English 10, Geometry, Ed, Biology, Chemistry, Automotive Technology. And the following year, U.S. History, English 11, Algebra 2, English 12, Physics, Welding, Internship, Automotive Body Repair. And
Mr. Dufek, you did mention something about the technical writing, I believe, and possibly the credit recovery through the after-school program. So that will probably change. Make sure you get that
that's
on
true.
the
That's true.
transition document for next year, depending on how this year goes.
Maybe she could have a study hall then.
That would be, I think that would help.
With the credit recovery, maybe that would be what allows you to have that. And I think you probably do want to have a study hall. Because I think that would help you get your work done a lot easier.
Well, I'm like really disorganized. Like it's really hard for me to hold on to my papers and stuff. So if I had like a study hall, like I have a place where like all my homework is. So I don't have to worry about like getting lost and bringing it home, bringing it back, all that stuff. So it would just be like a place to centralize, I guess.
When we talk to the school social worker for the month, we'll see if there's some planners down there also for you.
Yeah.
So another thing that we have to mention, you had said that you wanted to get anger management support. What we have determined is that the group itself, we probably won't be able to provide, but we did schedule some counseling with the school psychologist twice a month. So we're hoping that maybe you could talk about anger issues during that time.
Yeah.
Is that something that would work out well, you think?
Yeah, I think so. At which days it's gonna be? Like during the weekdays or the weekend?
Well, I'll have to talk to Mr. Shoemaker. It would be during the week.
During the week.
Yeah.
Because I'm thinking just to make my schedule to take her there. Yeah, to be with her.
You don't have to.
Okay.
We will actually schedule it during school hours, so you wouldn't have to do that.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, it's just 2 sessions a month, so it won't be taking too much time away from your studies,
Mm.
but it'll give her a chance to talk about some of those anger issues. Okay, so as far as times go, we're going to keep you in the regular education classroom. We're going to have some specially designated instruction for English and math. Each of those are going to be 40 minutes a day, every day of the week.
Mom, what generally happens here at school is that we have special education teachers along with the regular education teachers. So they're co-teaching. So that it, in effect, makes it smaller classes. So even though we can't offer smaller classes by having 2 teachers in the room, we do make it smaller classes. So it's not a pull-out program. It's actually in with the regular education classes.
Okay. Yeah, now I get the idea. Thank you.
And then some of the testing, she's going to get time and a half still on the testing, and that'll include the ACTs. So that's going to help you transitioning into college if you so choose to do that. Other than that, I think we've covered everything here today. If you have any questions or if you want anything to add, feel free to do that. I'm not going to be writing this up like immediately after this, so just give me a call tonight if you think of anything else that we didn't think of during the meeting. Either one of you. So other than that, any questions?
Thank you.
No. Thanks for coming to my meeting. I don't know, I feel better about the rest of this year. I guess now that I have a realization that I need these things if I want to do what I want to do later in life. So, yeah. Thank you everybody for being here, and I guess we'll just follow up and wait for the IP, and that's it.
Thanks for the invite.
Yep.
All right.
Thank you.
Well done, Bria. Thank you. Mom, nice speaking to you on pleasant circumstances for a change.
Okay.